And these are the 20 most common things that we're asked about from a nutritional support.
Yeah. Now, in these protocols, when you pull them up, we're going to talk about our top 20, but when you pull them up, they're also listed in the order of importance. And that's important to understand because, some of them you'll pull up, for instance, the flu, which we've been talking about a lot the last couple weeks because of the coronavirus. There's a ton of different supplementation recommendations for the flu, but they are in order of importance and they're also in order of need.
I was just asked the other day by someone new to us if I was the forbidden doctor. Of course, I said no. The forbidden doctor is not me at all.
We are not the forbidden doctor. Jack is not the forbidden doctor. It's in you.
The forbidden doctor is that magical, mystical power inside of you that is controlling and healing you.
It's that beautiful, marvelous, almost miraculous force that controls all healing.
It's that innate intelligence, that life force-directed influence that triggered your DNA to guide the building of your body after conception.
Yeah, it's that power that sustains your life, repairs your wounds and lesions, and it never stops working. It's that essential part of you that keeps you alive and heals your every hurt.
This is the forbidden doctor. It's not me. It's that part of you the powers that be have decreed forbidden to ever learn about or even consider, and never ever rely upon. For it is forbidden that you even know this life force exists at all.
You are your own forbidden doctor.
Yes. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Jack.
And Mary.
And welcome back to the Forbidden Doctor podcast. This is podcast episode 191. When all other therapies fail, where to turn to when you run out of answers.
We have some great news.
Boy, do we ever.
About our website, forbiddendoctor.com. We've just opened up to the world our 600 symptom protocols.
All 600.
Yes, actually 600 plus.
Yes.
So no longer do you need to be a signed-in member on our website or have a consultation to be able to see our forbidden protocols on our website.
Yeah, because up to this point, you had to go through a portal to get there. No longer.
Yes. So understand these protocols are the actual clinical guide that we use in our clinic as clinicians that up to today you are not allowed to know or even read.
Yeah, in other words, if you have, let's say, hemorrhoids.
And
you're embarrassed and you don't want to tell anyone.
Yeah, every woman that's had a baby.
And you want to do something before you go see a doctor. And you're embarrassed and you don't even, want to do the free symptom survey, which of course you don't have to, but you don't want anybody to know about it. You can just simply search for our Forbidden Hemorrhoid Protocol on our website.
Yeah, it's simple. You just go to our website, you click in the upper left search field on our website. It's actually on any page on our website, but it's also, of course, on the home page. You just click in that little field and discreetly type in hemorrhoids or whatever malady you have and read about it and purchase the protocol in one easy swoop.
Yes, and when you join our new $29 VIP membership, you can get the hemorrhoid protocol as well as all the other protocols, 600 plus, for 20% off.
Yeah.
You're not going to find lower prices for our supplements anywhere.
No.
And you also get free shipping over $100 and discreet HIPAA law texting capabilities right to me or to Mary.
Yeah, and our nutritionist too. We'll answer the text, or our nutritionist will, whichever one you choose. On the app that you use, you get to pick who you want to be able to text to. And understand, we'll answer your questions quickly anytime during business hours. But we have been known, don't tell anybody, but we have been known to answer these 24/7.
Yes.
Okay? Like in the middle of the night and on weekends.
Yeah, just saying. Just saying. Now, we don't guarantee quick after hours answers, but during business hours, for sure, we can get back to you much sooner.
So go to forbiddendoctor.com/VIP or on our homepage of our website. Check the box for VIP membership to learn more. So let's get started.
Yeah, let's talk about some of our forbidden protocols, because this is the heart and soul of the Forbidden Doctor. This is what we're all talking about, revealing the things they don't want you to know.
So, like we said, we have over 600 protocols for that many different conditions, and we want to make it really, really clear that we do not diagnose or prescribe for medical or psychological conditions, nor claim to prevent, treat, mitigate, or cure such conditions.
Yeah, we outside of our license, and our clinic operates under a chiropractic license, we don't provide a diagnosis or care or treatment or rehabilitation of vehicles of individuals, nor do we apply.
Do we work on cars?
Well,
it's kind of like mechanical work, but
nor do we apply medical, mental health, or human development principles outside of our scope of practice.
Yeah, unless you're licensed to do so. So, Jack, you, for instance, can give treatments and diagnoses for chiropractic type problems.
Right.
You're licensed by the state to do that.
And nutrition, and those that work under that license in the office.
Yeah, I mean, we're even licensed, or not me, but the clinic and you are licensed to be able to do injectables and draw blood and that type of thing.
We don't do that stuff, but we are licensed.
We are licensed, but the protocols on our website are just for informational purposes only. And you as adults get to figure out what you want to do. We are not pushing anything. We're not curing anything. We're not treating anything. We just want to make that really, really clear. Let's keep everybody on the same page on this and don't go out there and claim anything in the name of Forbidden Doctor or anything. So, for instance, let's say that you're looking for nutritional help for the heart. You might want to listen to podcast number 19, The Real Cause of Heart Attacks, or podcast number podcast number 55, What to Do After a Heart Attack. And
there are, if you just go up there to the symptoms page.
Well, no. This is podcast. So if you go up on the right side of our website, right, you can listen to podcasts. You can type in type heart attack and listen to podcasts. But if you want to have a written
that's what I'm talking about.
Explanation, then you go to the left side of our podcast.
Search the protocols.
Our website.
Yeah. So I think we have these pretty well listed in popularity. We're going to just mention the names of. You can either go back through the podcast and listen to them again, or you might want to write these down. These are the 20 most common things that we're asked about from a nutritional support.
Yeah. Now, in these protocols, when you pull them up, we're going to talk about our top 20, but when you pull them up, they're also listed in the order of importance. And that's important to understand because, some of them you'll pull up, for instance, the flu, which we've been talking about a lot the last couple weeks because of the coronavirus. There's a ton of different supplementation recommendations for the flu, but they are in order of importance and they're also in order of need. So what to do before the flu, during the flu, and after the flu. So you don't just go in there without thinking and just say, wow, that's a ton of ton of supplements. No, this is important that you use, your brain and think and go, oh, okay. And there's explanations about what each one of the products do usually, not always, but if you click on it, then there's explanations for each individual product.
And then if you had any real questions that weren't answered in the protocol about what the product does, the center search bar on the home page, you just write in the product and it'll tell you what it's for and what you can expect.
Yeah, that's there's 3 search bars on the top of our website. This is a wonderful website, and we just have to give some kudos to our webmaster, Bill, who's put this together. It's just amazing. So on the left side is protocols. In the middle are products, and on the right side are podcasts. I think those are PPPs.
Yes.
So
you just mentioned the first one already, the concept of healing the flu. That's something we've been asking an awful lot about. You just type in healing triad.
The healing, yeah.
Probably 636 or flu,
flu
in the protocol, and all the various protocols will pop up.
Or immune support. I mean, just about anything you can type in with those words.
Relative to the immune system or healing.
Or healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 636, and as you know, that is the calcium. Well, if you've been listening to us just not even very long, you'll know that the healing triad is calcium lactate, Cataplex C, and Cataplex F.
I think that's podcast number 3.
It is, yeah. And we have synergistic supplements in there too a lot of times that say, hey, you might want to take echinacea with the healing triad.
Yeah,
you might want to take
seal.
golden seal,
Some other things. It depends on the severity of the condition.
Mm-hmm. And the second one, the second 2 and 3 that are most popular are the GAPS protocols. These are very comprehensive. And what we've done on our website is break them down into categories. So we've got the minimal, the most popular, and
the most complex or intense.
Yeah, forget what it's called.
Yeah.
But the biggest one, so to speak. So most people do the middle one. So we've got that for adults, 3 different protocols for adults and 3 different protocols for children. So there's 6 GAPS protocols in there. And there's a lot of explanation in there. And
I got an analogy. It just came to me.
Okay.
The 3 levels are whether you want to bunt, whether you want to hit one into over the second baseman, or you want to hit it over the center field fence. Those are the 3 levels of the GAPS approach.
Well, and they can be expensive, and so the minimal ones will still work.
Get the job done.
They'll still get the job done.
Bunting can still get you to first base.
That's right.
Okay.
So, okay.
Number 4 is melting breast lumps. Mary's melting breast lumps.
Protocol.
Yeah, for fibrocystic breast disease support, the HPA axis endocrine support. I think that's podcast number 1.
It is, and it's the HPA stands for hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal. We actually have T on that a lot of times too. The HPA-T for thyroid, HPA-T axis endocrine support, and that's really critical. My story's on our website. The way I melted my breast lumps, they went away. There's many words we can't use, but they
went away.
I have
safe.
Still not gotten breast cancer. Let's put it that way.
20 years after you were told.
A little bit more than that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was 36 years old when I found my first breast lump. So, I've had sisters get breast cancer since then. And anyway, so it's a wonderful, wonderful protocol. And it will scare you to death because it's a large protocol. But it's well worth it. It's better.
Well, it worked for you.
Better than the alternative, in my opinion.
All right, that was for the girls. The next one's for the guys.
Benign prostatic...
Go ahead.
BHP. No,
yeah,
BPH.
BPH. Yes, benign prostatic hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy. There you go.
Where the prostate begins to swell. There's several different reasons. From a holistic nutritional point of view, it becomes a nest bed of a yeast infection.
Yeah,
that just causes it to get bigger and bigger. And there's a great protocol there to help it to shrink.
Yeah, that's a real popular protocol on our website. And now it's open to the world. You all can see it. The next one's really popular. It's called adrenal exhaustion. So you can just type in adrenal. A lot of women love this protocol. Then the next one.
Bladder incontinence.
Mm-hmm.
Just type in incontinence. There's several different kinds of approaches that are listed there. And I just wanted to mention, because of the fact that the floodgates have been lifted, and anyone can get into any one of these protocols and see how we do it now. Some of them need an update, and we're trying to update them as quickly as we possibly can. So I noticed that under the incontinence, there were a couple of them that still had some old tags. But if you just type in incontinence, you'll see the newest, latest, slickest approach.
No, I think you can just type bladder, can't you? Let me go try really
While you're doing that, I'm going to go to the next one. Restless legs syndrome, a very often requested protocol. It's a diffusible calcium in the tissue deficiency that usually causes that. Muscles can't contract or relax properly without sufficient levels of ionizable calcium in the calcium channels.
Yeah, bladder doesn't work.
No,
it comes up with a bunch of bladder stuff.
I know. That's why I'm saying you want to use just do incontinence for right now.
I can't spell that.
So anyway, with restless legs, I'll get you a dictionary. Oh, but then you'd have to know how to spell it to look it up.
That's right. There it is, incontinence. You know what? We should just change the name of that to bladder. Urinary incontinence. It's in there. That's a hard word to spell, but it's in there. Wow. I think we'll change the name on that.
And it is proven to be very, very effective. A lot of people have given up their diapers.
Yeah, you know what?
What are those diapery shorts called?
I don't know.
I forget what it is.
Oh, the one my daughter told us.
Depends.
Oh, those.
Depends.
No, she didn't tell us about those. There's other ones for periods
Depends
and
is
stuff.
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
They usually don't need them anymore. It's just simply a matter of tightening up the urinary sphincter.
Yeah. And, another one is really good is bladder infections, which really is...
UTIs.
Yes. Yeah.
And also interstitial cystitis.
And
We have good
that one's
protocol
very
for that.
popular.
Yeah.
Mostly we just give it over the counter, that protocol. But
And again, I want to make it clear, we're not treating these things like they're a disease.
these are just the therapy.
We're just trying to help the overall wellness factor of the body to take care of these problems themselves
and nutritional support.
by giving them proper nutrition. Yes.
It's hard to get good nutrition. You guys, listen, we take these pills too. We take these supplements too. It's difficult to always get everything that you need. So anyway, this should be really, really helpful.
Number 9 is libido.
Oh, you did restless legs?
Yes, I
That's
did
a
that while you were
huge
trying
one.
to figure out how to spell incontinence. Libido, very big one, especially, and I'll tell
I
you,
can spell that.
It's the guys. It's the guys. Usually a woman's sex drive, if she has decent nutritional status, is usually pretty good right up and to perimenopause and even after perimenopause to some degree. But guys are losing their sex
In their
drive as early as their
20s.
20s.
Yeah, we see them all the time.
I get complaints from some of my younger male patients.
Yeah.
Your ED. It's just
at a
not
really
there
young
anymore.
age, yeah.
Well, usually the lack of sex drive precedes the ED.
Right.
But when you have them both,
So this
Yeah.
libido support is similar to the HPA axis, which loops the whole endocrine system back together. Your thyroid, adrenals, pituitary.
but with male and female protomorphogen support, Simplex M for the men, Simplex F for the women, helps to revitalize the gonadal support for those sex drive hormones.
Well, I hope I'm not giving anything away here. But your brother thinks Simplex M is the best product. In fact, it's the only product he takes.
That's all he uses.
With standard process is Simplex M.
For male libido, there's about 3 or 4 things I recommend. My brother just uses Simplex M. He says 3 of those a day. That's all it takes.
He loves that. So we'd recommend that. That's a great protocol on our website. The next one is insomnia support. We just realized we haven't done a podcast on insomnia. So
Yeah, we thought we had.
We thought we had. So we may do that next week, but or the next couple of weeks. But anyway, it's a great protocol. Then thyroid support. And again, this is a lot of endocrine support. We have 4.
I finished editing 4 approaches.
Look at
to
this guy go.
supporting
He
the
thinks
thyroid.
he's a programmer now.
Yeah.
This is great because, he erased stuff.
Yeah, I went into WordPress and I used various kinds of software commands, backspace, enter, and was able to reprogram those protocols.
But
So
there's
guess
4.
what I just put on my curriculum vitae?
We have a 3-part series on the thyroid podcast series that's excellent. It's very, very good. And you can go listen to those, or you can read much faster a lot of times than listening to a podcast. So just type in thyroid. There's a whole bunch of protocols for it, but one is called thyroid support.
Then the heart, number 12, is the heart.
Same
Just
thing.
general support for the heart, both in strength of contraction and valvular function. Often the result when dysfunction or certain kinds of problems show up, just terrible vitamin B deficiencies. So the vitamin of the heart has 2 very powerful vitamins to support it, vitamin E and vitamin B. And they must come from food sources. They can't come from synthetic sources or they'll hurt you. So,
And Dr. McBride says all the B vitamins are made in the gut. So if you don't have a healthy gut, you'll be lacking in these B vitamins and your heart will eventually suffer. So this is just some nutritional support for the heart, but we have about, maybe 6 or 7 podcasts on the heart.
oh yeah, if you put heart in the podcast,
Search bar.
yeah several podcasts are going to come up.
Yeah.
What causes heart attacks? What's the real cause of heart attacks? What doesn't cause heart attacks? And the list goes on and on.
And don't forget to come into our office if you live close by Salt Lake City, because you can get a heart sound recorder done for very inexpensively and get to see your actual heart.
In live performance.
Yeah, and hear it.
Number
It's really
13
cool.
is fibromyalgia.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is another very nutritionally depleted person. A lot of times it could be just a misalignment, which would be fantastic. I remember you had somebody come from Idaho when they were, 300 miles away, 400.
Way up in Hamer.
Yeah.
Almost on the Montana border.
Well, they were a long ways away. And from one woman that got helped, and that was without nutritional support, just from a correction, you just about saw the whole town.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not kidding. Just
Now,
so many people. They just came pouring down to Salt Lake City. So, but there is a very important, in my opinion, nutritional protocol for fibromyalgia. I have another lady I'm just thinking of off the top of my head that says, when I stay on this protocol, I don't have any muscle pain. I can jump up out of bed. But when I start slacking off on it, because I happen to know this person has a pretty poor diet, but is trying to do better. But she said when she stays on this, she feels wonderful. So you have to think of some of these supplements, not some of them, all of them as food. Very concentrated, therapeutic food concentrates.
And the fibromyalgia nutritional support supports the muscles and the nerves
and
the fascia.
It's an incredible protocol. Yep. Yeah.
Number 14, depression and anxiety.
That's a big one.
Yeah, depression often will show up following a period of very poor food choices, especially in the sense we've seen lately with teenage girls.
Or pregnancy, after pregnancy, a lot of
Postpartum
depression.
Yes.
Because you're so depleted, and then, of course, you're sleep deprived. But you're right, babe, 10 teenage girls.
Who just literally starve themselves. They don't get the essential fatty acids that they need. And the brain, of course, being more than half the brain by dry weight is fat.
They're taught so much about essential fatty acids in school.
Oh, yes. It's in all the ACT tests. Yes. It's in all the
So
news.
they're all looking for the
papers.
foods.
Yes, it's in all the papers.
So when I was a teenager, my mom had 11 kids, so it was tough to even get a conversation done with my mother. But I worked at a candy store when I went through my teenage years. Well, they sold chips there too. It wasn't pure candy.
Okay. It wasn't all bad. All right.
And I worked at that at lunch, and she was so worried. She was like, Mary, your female organs are not going to develop properly. And she was like, you can't eat that food. But that's about all she could get across to me because, she just didn't have a lot of time. So, of course, I ate the food. And then, of course, when I tried to have my first baby, now, remember, my mom could have 11 babies, no problem, just popped them all out. Not me. I had to have a C-section. They said I could maybe have a 3-pound baby because my hips did not. What is it? They didn't move. My ligaments and everything.
Well, also, the breadth of your pelvis isn't as wide as it normally would be.
Should have been. Yeah, probably.
Because you're number 6.
Yeah.
So your mother was already starting to have some nutritional
Well, I don't think it was that, though, babe. Because I've got a pretty good innate flora inside of me when I take care of it and do well. I think it was my teenage years of horrible nutrition.
Oh, no doubt.
And I don't blame my mother for that at all. It's just my rebellion.
All right, number 15, arthritis. It's not arthritis. It's arthritis.
I didn't write arthritis.
No, I have patients who ask me if I can help them with their arthritis. And I say, yeah, tell them to move.
And you just smack them, right? I know.
No, I said, tell them to leave the house. Arthur, it's time to go. You're bringing me a lot of itis. Get out of here.
Oh,
Arth means joint, and itis means inflammation.
Yeah, inflammation.
And so it's just, just the inflammation of the joint. Usually brought on again by malnutrition.
But the thing is, you'll be given an anti-inflammatory drug if you go to a medical doctor, which I am not saying don't go to a medical doctor.
No, not by any means.
Not by any means. I am saying that the blood...
That won't fix the problem.
No, the blood is what is healing you. But of course, chronic inflammation is the most horrible thing. It's a big buzzword out there everywhere. You got to get inflammation down. No, you got to get down the reason for your body inflaming. Your body's doing exactly what it should be doing. It should be bringing nutrients to that part of the body that needs to heal. And, if you take the anti-inflammatories, you get out of pain.
Well,
but
anti-inflammatories stop the healing process.
Oh, I was hoping you would say that.
Well, for the very reason you just described. It stops the inflammation. The inflammatory process is the way the body heals.
And the mother of them all,
until it gets out of control. Well,
yes.
Yeah, that's the primary anti-inflammatory is steroid-based.
So anyway, we have an incredible food-based nutrient support for arthritis on our website. You go there, get in the upper left-hand corner in the field where it says symptoms and type arthritis.
Yes. Number 16 is diabetes. And this is just simply a matter of food-based support for the pancreas and supplying chromium and glucose tolerance factor to the body, because sometimes it has a hard time manufacturing these things itself. And so you get a terrible blood sugar imbalance as a result. You move towards a diabetic type of condition. If you have diabetes, this is something that you would want to do in conjunction with your internal medicine doctor or your diabetes specialist or whatever else. But it is very, very effective. This is one of the most successful protocols we have.
And one of the supplements in that protocol is our long life energy enzymes, which brings your pancreas back to a healthy state. So it's one of the main products that we recommend for support of diabetes and the health of your pancreas in general. So that's a really good protocol.
Number 17, dementia.
What?
Yes, and we've sent every member of Congress a copy of this.
Yeah, well, I think it's a little bit worse than dementia.
And those in the campaign circle right now.
Yeah, so this,
and everybody that disagrees with us.
And, this is really funny because I just remembered that diabetes, see, here it comes, that long life energy enzymes also has a great supporting effect on dementia. So we've got a lot of stories we could tell on that, but let's just move on.
All right, the next one, I am reluctant to even mention the word.
Yeah, this is a scary one.
Because people get in a lot of trouble. It's cancer support. We are not oncologists. We do not treat cancer. We have patients with cancer who come to us looking for some nutritional support to help with the immune system or to help with whatever organ might be suffering from the disease or metastasis or anything else. And so we try to make it very clear to any patient who comes to us who's under the care of an oncologist for cancer that we do not support cancer treatment and do not do anything we recommend, not in the sense of fighting your cancer, but to help your body deal with the problems it's having without the knowledge of your cancer specialist, your oncologist, because he may or she may not like some of the things we recommend. And what do we recommend? We recommend things to help strengthen your own immune support and detoxification of the liver and kidneys and things like that, that help you just get a better road to wellness that way.
Well, a really good podcast on this is number 95, and it's called The Survivor's Story of Incurable Cancer. And it is a mentor of ours that did get lymphoma, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an advanced form.
It was all over.
Stage 4, but it was almost there.
It was all over. He's got the CT scans. It's a video cast, so you get to see pictures of his CT scans and then
before and after.
Before and after, and he's still alive and kicking. And I think he found out about his cancer in 2006, but it probably had started earlier.
Oh, yeah, it usually does.
Yeah, and we re-interviewed him on one of our podcasts, too. I don't remember that number, but that's a really good one. That has nutritional support for people that have cancer in there.
And that nutritional support is just to help support the structure and the function of the immune system organs, as well as organs of excretion.
And the next one is a fun one. It's one we started off with, hemorrhoids and varicose veins.
This is a fun one?
Yeah. Well, I've been...
Okay. Some people have a funny idea.
Yeah,
Fun.
I've been working on this protocol for the last couple days. Well, actually, about the last 5 days.
Yeah, because we are putting together a blog about it.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a really good one, and we've had really good success with this protocol if followed as recommended, which, again, this is a little bit of an intense protocol, but hey, it works. Hemorrhoids and varicose veins, and why are they together? Why do we put those?
Well, a hemorrhoid is a varicose vein in your bum.
Yep. So those women out there that have, men have varicose veins too.
Yep.
So varicose veins of any sort or spider veins, this is a really good protocol for that.
Yes.
In fact, when I stay on this protocol, not the hemorrhoid one, and I'm not saying that because I'm embarrassed, but because that's a pretty intense one, but the varicose vein one, I notice my spider veins disappear. And I notice when I don't stay on it, they come back.
All right.
Woo. So that tells you something.
Then the last one, osteoporosis. More and more cases, especially middle-aged women who have been eating the standard American diet.
Yeah.
And and I say, did your mother have this? rarely do they say yes. It's almost something that started with their generation.
Yeah, well, this is because we've all switched to plant-based diets, and that does not support your bones development. And so many women are on drugs for this,
and
too.
Overcooking food in general.
Overcooking your animal foods, especially, yeah. And not cooking your vegetables well enough because it's so hard to break them down. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't care. That's exactly what happens. This is the Forbidden Doctor anyway.
So that takes care of the top 20 most common protocols. There's another 580 there at forbiddendoctor.com. And
open to the public now.
Yes. Now, there are some things that we want to discuss because from time to time you will hear people who advocate CAM, complementary medicine. What we do is not complementary medicine. It's a specialized care licensed in the state of Utah. Chiropractors, of course, are licensed in all 50 states. Some states recognize nutritionists, some don't. Some recognize what might be considered oddball therapies, others don't. California, for instance, considers chiropractic a branch of medicine. That may be the only state that does. I'm not sure. But there is a growing surge of alternative healthcare decisions going on in this country by the citizens of this country. Mm-hmm. And it is being opposed by an ever-growing bureaucratic, monopolistic control of your health decisions, trying to take them away from you as a private citizen and the one and only owner of your own body.
Yeah.
So there are some things that we want to bring to your attention where you can get some more information. But we want to start off with the Health Keeper's Oath.
Yeah, it's at healthkeepersoath.org.
It's been around for a little more than a decade. Mm-hmm. Do you want to read it? Do you want me to read it?
I'll read it.
Go ahead.
I am a healthcare professional, not an agent of state-mediated death, and I will conduct myself in accord with that identity. I swear to all future generations, never again will the healthcare professions be used as they were in Nazi Germany and the Soviet Empire to murder and oppress any individual.
Yeah. And this extends into all areas of personal, private healthcare choices that nobody should ever be forced by political or governmental mandate to do with their bodies what they don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I think the leading thing on the edge of that right now is vaccinations.
Yeah.
California is trying to make them absolutely mandatory for everybody.
Or you can't get education.
Or you can, you education,
can't.
Travel, benefits,
travel.
Anything else. South Dakota it has a bill before the South Dakota legislature absolutely outlawing any mandate regarding health care, leaving it up to the individual or the parent of an individual.
Yeah, you're forced to inject biological agents into your body.
Against your will.
Against your will.
So it's coming to a head.
Dr. Mengele, yeah.
It's coming to a head. And so this Health Keeper's Oath is to make sure we do not get any more Dr. Mengeles on this planet, let alone our own country. Now, in some of our podcasts where we have talked about different modes of therapy to support the body's healing energies and abilities, we have talked about, I think one of them was on cancer, where they were injecting measles virus underneath the skin in people that had melanoma, deadly melanoma.
That was the Huntsman Cancer Clinic.
Yes, and when the people contracted the measles virus and got very, very ill with very high temperatures, the melanoma cancer was destroyed. Now, this goes back to the early 1900s when Wagner von Jauregg was treating syphilis patients with malaria, for which he won the Nobel Prize.
Yeah, he won the Nobel. That's crazy.
And so what happened is that the patients developed malaria. They would expose them to malaria, causing a severe fever that killed the syphilis bacteria. They were then given the malaria drug quinine and were cured. And this was used up until the development of penicillin. Then they outlawed that treatment so that antibiotics could get a foothold.
Well, but which would you rather have, malaria or syphilis? So,
well,
I like penicillin
there was no
better.
the best cure for syphilis at the time, before von Jauregg was doing this, was valsartan that Paul Ehrlich developed that was arsenic-based. And if the arsenic salvarsan drug didn't kill you, then before the salvarsan killed the little spirochete that caused syphilis, then you were cured of the syphilis, but usually there wasn't much left of you after all of that arsenic going through the body. So Wagner von Jauregg was the one who gave his patients malaria. Of course, you don't feel too good with malaria. And they had a burning high fever. And we know this is one of the reasons why the body has a fever during bacterial or viral infections, because these little microbes can't live in the presence of high temperature. And that hidden doctor, your own self-doctor inside you, knows this. And that's why fevers are common with sickness and disease.
Yeah. Last week, I got a little ear infection. We've been traveling a lot, and I got a little ear infection. Of course, I pulled out all our supportive stuff, and, I was having a little headache and, a little pain in my ear, and it actually went kind of into my eye, and I pulled out the silver, and I pulled out the of course, powdered calcium lactate, the 636, the golden seal, the echinacea, the zinc, everything, Conjuplex. I took every half hour. Literally, I set my watch, and every half hour I'd take 4 Conjuplex. But, nobody knows these types of things. And I kept telling Jack, hey, I'm just in cell-mediated immunity. I'm going to create antibodies to whatever this virus, I don't know. I didn't know what it was. I didn't go to a doctor, but I'm not recommending that for you. But for me, I was able to do this. And so wouldn't it be better if you just, were able to avoid some of these problems? And then if you do get some of these problems, like the flu or the earaches, you have at your fingertips on our website the protocols that can help support you with this. And there's a really good one on there called colds and flu that we would recommend you would take. And I swear I took almost everything in that. And I have an earache for one evening, the next morning, and then really it was over 2 days maybe. I think I kind of had a fever the second day, which I thought was a very strong body just taking care of this. And you didn't even get it, so there.
No.
Yeah, so.
No, I practice what I preach.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to go there with that one.
All right. No.
Yeah, I just hadn't been exposed to that virus.
Well, we've been telling you some really cool stuff about the website with our protocols now that they're open.
Yeah, so if you want a more personalized than just our protocols, you go to our website, forbiddendoctor.com, and take the free symptom survey.
Yeah, up to this point, previous till now, you had to do that just to get to the inner sanctum.
To see these protocols.
Now the inner sanctum is open to any and all, but that doesn't invalidate the great aid and assist that the free symptom survey is, because it's still free.
Yeah, and it's the most comprehensive survey you'll ever take. It has tons of questions, and you just check them off. It's not a hard test or a hard anything. You just click, and you only click on the symptoms that you are experiencing. And after you're done, you have the opportunity to have a free 30-minute phone consultation, and that's for free. You get to talk to a nutritionist, and you'll be giving a free personalized protocol. Well, it's not free. The supplements aren't free, but the protocol is free, and it's personalized. And so this saves you money in the long run because you're not taking supplements you don't need. And all of that is of no charge to you.
And remember, your patronage of our offers is what keeps this podcast on the air. So on July 9th, 2000, a group of MDs and other wellness professionals, nutritionists, naturopaths, concerned citizens, met at the home in Wilton, Connecticut of Dr. Warren Levin to discuss the continuing persecution of innovative practitioners by political authorities. And the meeting concluded that the time was right to call for the establishment of health freedom advocacy groups to complement the already existing wellness advocacy groups by focusing on the defense of practitioners who are under attack for their innovative approaches. This is July 9th, 2000. This was like the...
It's called the Wilton Declaration.
Yes, it's like the Declaration of Independence of Freedom, health freedom.
One of the things it says there is the persecution of innovative healers by constituted authority continues to this day. Authority has far too often stifled creative and advancement of the healing arts. For example, from the time the first public reports of the benefits of vitamin E for the normal functioning of the heart in the mid-1940s until acknowledgement of this fact by the constituted authorities, 50 million Americans have died of heart disease, a disease which simple supplementation could have helped mitigate at least half of these individuals, the symptoms. So
that combined body said, we say enough.
Yeah, the time has come for healers and those they seek to help to band together and assert our right to heal and be healed.
So your right to choose health care, as stated in July 9th, 2000, Wilton Declaration. The time has come for healers and those who they seek to help to assert our right to heal and be healed. We declare our independence from bureaucratic restrictions on our fundamental human rights. To defend these basic human rights and the healers, physicians, and other practitioners alike who we freely choose to help us achieve and maintain health.
Yeah, they created a sort of independence of health freedom choice. And there's 5
principles to it.
Yeah.
Principle number 1,
okay.
Our right to control our own bodies and to make our own informed decisions about wellness and healing, even if those choices are not viewed by some appointed or self-appointed representatives of the establishment as the preferred treatment of the moment.
Number 2, our right to freely and individually choose any modality for which the patient or guardian expresses informed consent.
Informed consent being very, very important.
Yeah, that's what we're always talking about with vaccinations. We're not pro or against. We are pro-consent. We are pro-informed. Then you consent.
Yes.
Not forced.
Number 3, our right of freely and individually choosing any health practitioner, regardless of school or methodology of practice, without restriction of license or certification in private association or in the public.
Number 4, our right to access the supplements and remedies we individually make the free, informed choice to use without regard to local, national, or international bureaucratic restrictions on ingredients, potency, or use. And
number 5,
our right to freely, go ahead.
Our right freely to learn, to teach, to experiment, but not be experimented upon without informed consent.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, and so this is 20 years old. And there is a fine line, and we certainly are not treating, curing, preventing, mitigating, healing in the practice that we do. But we do nurture, we do support, we provide wellness, we provide strength and knowledge for you to be able to take care of your own body from a nutritional point of view.
Yeah, we help to harmonize the orchestra of your endocrine system, to balance out the nervous system, to do certain therapies and recommend certain nutritional supplementation or foods. We have the right to evaluate, support, regulate, maintain. These are some of the words that we are used. It's coming down even harder right now. There's a huge divide coming in our country. And so we're just kind of giving you the forbidden information that we have in our minds every single day as we try to continue our practice and this podcast.
And the whole point is simply to underscore your general well-being.
Yes, that's all.
So go to our website and search for over 600 different maladies and symptoms in the upper left corner. Now that the floodgate has been opened at forbiddendoctor.com, we are doing our best to bring every protocol up to date.
Yeah, be kind, some of them.
Yes, so some of the verbiage and the syntax needs addressing.
Yeah, well, what we did is we brought in the clinical guide, and now we're personalizing. We've already done this years ago, but we are now trying to go in with obscure protocols and trying to, wow, there's our cat.
Our cat's a little upset with us.
I don't know why. We feed her way too well. But anyways, you can go in. So we have been trying to get into all 600. If you have any questions on them, for sure, call our office, 801-523-1890.
Yeah, if you're having any trouble looking at this very inclusive website,
yeah,
call that number for help.
Yeah.
If you want more personalized help, simply do the symptom survey at no charge. And even if you've done it before, you might do it again. It's a very comprehensive survey to which you get a very comprehensive, personalized protocol.
Yeah, because we can better evaluate your current position if you'll take that symptom survey. Because, things have changed since maybe you took it 2 years ago. So I'm going to go in. And then afterwards, you get, as we talked about before, a free 30-minute consultation, and that can be invaluable. So if you go any further, we do have to make a living. We'll charge you. But of course, up until that point, you get a free personalized protocol, you get a 30-minute consultation, and you get to take the symptom survey for free. So, and remember, this saves you money because you're not walking into a health food store going, I think I need some vitamin C and calcium. This is personalized just for you. And if you'd like to get 20% off all the time, join our VIP membership. And we've just recently come up with a new one that's much lower priced, which we're really thrilled about.
So explain it.
Well, for $29 a month, you get free or 20% off all your protocols and supplementations
all the time,
and you get to text
us. You can text us. We will text you back.
I just got a text yesterday. Was it Saturday?
Yeah.
And just immediately, I just that's easy. Boom. Got a text back within 2 seconds.
Yeah, I got one here just recently myself about a new mother with a child with its first fever, and she had some questions and concerns about it.
Yeah, so Jack and
it wasn't much of a fever, but it was I think it was like 99 to 100, somewhere there. But it was the first child.
It's scary.
Yeah.
So Jack and I get these on the weekends on our phones, and so we will answer them if we see them, but everybody else will only answer them, as we tell them to during business hours. We have to give them a break. But you have access to us, and you also get free shipping over $100. So it's a wonderful, I don't know where you could get that type of health care.
Well, some people
support.
have been going straight to Amazon to get supplements.
Yeah.
You can get them from us less expensive than Amazon.
Yep.
And you get them just as fast. 2-day shipping, free over $100.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
Okay,
so the statements made in this podcast about specific products have not been evaluated by the United States Food and Drug Administration and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. They really aren't. All information provided or any information contained on or in any product label or packaging or this podcast is for informational purposes only. It's not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professional.
So thank you for listening to this Forbidden Information and our Forbidden podcast. Join us next time for another in-depth discussion of forbidden knowledge.
And we'll see you then.
Bye-bye.